Hi, welcome to SBR.TV. I'm Peter Loshak. Well, we're starting right in with our Super Bowl betting videos right now. We've got a lot of stuff planned that should be good, but we're going to start things off right now by talking about prop betting with Justin7. Now, for those of you who may not know who Justin7 is, he's SBR's resident stat modeling expert, and one of his particular areas of expertise is prop betting. And of course, there's a ton of props that are always offered for the Super Bowl every year, and there is still some mystery and misunderstanding when it comes to prop betting in general. Some people still think of them as sucker bets, but the truth is, of course, that a lot of pros love them and say that, you know, some of the best sports betting value around can be found on prop lines. So, Justin, thanks for being here. I know you love betting props in general and Super Bowl props in particular. So let's talk about Super Bowl prop betting. You're expecting to find a lot of value in these Super Bowl prop lines that are going to be coming out very soon, right? So how excited are you for this? How much value is there really in Super Bowl props?
Oh, props are just free money. It's retarded how much money the sportsbooks give away on the Super Bowl. It's just like Christmas in February.
That's amazing. Christmas in February. Okay, well, we'll try to get to the bottom of all of it. We'll try to break down the process of finding value. But so let's start out just generally. The Super Bowl teams were set Sunday night. The spread and the total came out immediately. So what's the first thing that you do at that point? Tell us a little bit about how you prepare, what you're doing at the beginning of the week, and what you're looking for right off the bat when the teams are announced.
Well, every year I make a printout of all the props I priced. Like last year I priced probably over 400 different props between Las Vegas and the offshore books. So I already know the props I'm going to price before they come out. So the very first thing you do when the spread and total come out is you assume that spread and total is right, and you make a game projection. How many yards do I expect each team to have? How many total plays? And once you get that initial projection down, then you can start pricing every single prop there is.
Okay, well, let me stop you for 1 second. You said that you assumed that the spread and total are correct, but that line moved a lot on opening. It opened at Indianapolis -2.5, actually, and it got bet very quickly up to about 5 or 5.5. So which lines are you assuming to be correct?
Well, I never saw a 2.5, and I would have bet it if I had. But before the games were played, Indianapolis was a 3.5-point favorite against New Orleans. You know, not the first one that comes out immediately, but like today. After people have betted a little bit, that's probably a pretty good number.
So by now, you know which props you're going to be looking for, and you've already priced out all the hundreds of props that you know are going to be offered.
Well, last year, I'm still working on that. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning to start doing the props, because the first place that really takes big props is tomorrow. Las Vegas, usually the Hilton Sportsbook opens up their props Tuesday night, and they usually take $2 limits on it. So that's a mandatory place for serious prop bettors to go.
Right. Well, but you're not in Vegas right now.
No, I have accomplices that'll bet there.
Oh, accomplices. Okay, excellent. All right, so it's Monday afternoon right now as we speak. So where are you right now in all of your prep work?
Oh, I've done the preliminary work. I have my the yardage estimates for the game. It's a pain in the ass when you're dealing with two teams that had some scrub games. The Colts basically took a nap and the Colts did too. So there were 3 games I had to actually extract from their season-wide statistics before doing any projections. So it's just I've finished that, and now I'm actually going to start pricing individual props.
All right, so you're expecting to find a ton of opportunities to bet here. You've got your bankroll all ready to go. You've got your accomplices all lined up and set to pounce. So how do you start approaching the betting? Once you're ready to go, what's your betting strategy going to be? How much are you going to be looking to bet, and when? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's a funny business. There's so many different things you can bet. You're going to tie up all your money, and the question then becomes not, what should I bet, but how much should I bet on everything, seeing that I'm going to spend my whole bankroll and then some. Every year we we commit our entire bankroll, and in fact, some years we have members of my crew taking out home equity loans, so we can actually bet over. We'll bet 200% of our actual bankroll.
Home equity loans. Are you serious about that? That sounds like a move that J.J. Gold would recommend or something. It's like the classic degenerate gambling cliche. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take out a loan against my home so that I can bet it on Super Bowl props. But that's literally what you guys are doing, I guess. I mean, isn't there like a chance that you go completely bust on those bets?
No, there's not. Because do you want the long explanation? I'll give you the short explanation. There's 2 different things that make sure you don't go bust when you're betting more money than you have. The first thing is you're betting anti-correlated props. I may bet Peyton Manning over 240 yards and under 260 yards. Obviously, you can't lose that. But in many cases, you have tons and tons of bets that have 100%, I mean, they're 100% negatively correlated, so it's impossible to lose both of them. The second thing you do is you do what are called beta calculations for each prop. So, the game may go over or under your projected total, and the spread differential may be very different from what you think. But for every prop you have, and this is actually King Yao is the one who showed me this, for every prop you have a beta related to those two things. So if you have a high correlation towards, for example, the Colts winning, if I do well when the Colts win, I do horrible when the Jets lose, I have a problem. So you have to make sure when you're allocating your risk that whether or not the Colts win or the Saints win, or if it goes over or under, that you're not too exposed in any one area.
That's a fascinating point. Yeah, that's the short version. Maybe we can get a more detailed version about all that at another time. So, but that's what actually allows you to literally put your entire bankroll on Super Bowl props. And that also brings up another point that a lot of people don't quite realize, which is that professional prop bettors with Super Bowl props actually don't have enough money to bet all the props with value that they find. That's true, right?
That's completely true.
That's amazing. Okay, so then in light of that, describe a little bit the general process of how you go about deciding how to allocate the money that you're going to bet, since you know from the beginning that you won't be able to bet everything that you find and that eventually all your money is going to be tied up.
In the first batch of prop betting, we look for the ones with the highest EV, where you have over what's 20% EV on a lot of these. And then you'll go around and you'll bet the second batch that are, say, only 10% EV, but not laying more than minus 150. And then the third batch will lay up to 250. And then on game day, you will bet no on almost every will this player score a touchdown prop. And after you've done that, you'll take the huge, whatever money you have left, I'll bet no overtime. I'll bet that neither team wins by exactly 3, neither team wins by exactly 7. I'll bet no on just about anything that's high odds, as long as the math works out. But the squares are always pounding the overtime. The fair price on a Super Bowl like this game for will there be overtime is probably, the no should be probably about minus 1100, and when it's minus 850, I'll probably lay minus 700 or 600 because the squares will be betting it. But towards the end of this, just whatever money you have left, you bet on that, and a bunch of the other high odds no props.
Right. So then when you're doing your overall money management for all this, opportunity cost is basically the biggest thing you're thinking about.
Opportunity cost and risk management. The whole time you're betting, you have to look and see what's going on. If you bet a prop and you bet it hard, you say you put 2% of your bankroll on a single prop, and then the prop doesn't move, then you screwed up. And a mistake that a lot of newer teams will make, they'll see a prop, they bet it, and the other people aren't betting it. That means they're betting the wrong side, or they're just wrong. And they'll keep betting it because they keep seeing the number they want, and suddenly they have this huge position on something that's just mediocre.